This is a story called To Have Hope, Faith and to Stay Strong. Sarah is a young mum of 4 who has just been diagnosed with cancer. The doctor has told her that she will need to have a few rounds of radiotherapy. Sarah and her husband Steve are devastated. However, they decide not to tell the kids, Isabella Rose and June Ann, both 6 months old, Kane Kenny, aged 2, and Isaac Stephen, aged 4, that Sarah has cancer because they are far too young to understand. They tell them that Mummy gets sick and she has to go to hospital so they can give her some special medicine to make her feel better. The couple try and keep life as normal as possible for the sake of the kids. After 5 months of radiotherapy, the doctors tell Sarah that the treatment hasn't worked and the cancer has spread, leaving her with no option but to have chemotherapy. As a result of this, Sarah decides to make video diaries and to write letters for each of her kids to remember her by if she dies. Sarah and Steve create as many memories with their kids as possible. They have family photos done for all the family and individual photos of Sarah's and each child for the kids so they don't forget her. Sarah tells Steve that no matter what happens, he has to have hope. Hope that someday she might get better. She also tells him that he must have faith in the doctors and to stay strong for the kids. 18 months after she was first diagnosed, Sarah went into remission. However, 6 months later she collapsed at work and was rushed to hospital. When Steve arrived at the hospital, the doctors told him and Sarah that the cancer was back and that Sarah would need to have more chemotherapy. As you can imagine, they were both devastated. Sarah told Steve the same thing as she did before, that no matter what, they had to have faith in the doctors to do their job to the best of their knowledge, and to have hope that she will go into remission, and to stand and stay strong for the sake of the kids. A few months after Sarah started her second lot of chemotherapy, both her and Steve were told that the cancer had spread to all her internal organs and her bones, and nothing more they could do for her. They gave her just weeks to live. Sarah decided that she didn't want to go into a hospice or stay in hospital. She wanted to go home to die with her family around her. Despite how sick and weak she was, Sarah constantly kept saying to Steve, "Remember, Steve, always have hope and faith, and always stand strong no matter how tough things get. Don't do it for me, do it for yourself, but most importantly, do it for the kids." In between tears, Steve told her he promised he would do that. A few minutes after saying this, Sarah told Steve that when she was gone, she wanted everyone to celebrate her life, and at her funeral, she wanted people to wear bright coloured clothes and not black. Soon after she said all this, Sarah slipped away peacefully with all her family around her except for the kids, because Sarah didn't want their last memory of her to be of her dying. She wanted them to remember her as their happy, funny mummy who loved them dearly. On the day of Sarah's funeral, everyone fulfilled her dying wish by wearing brightly coloured clothes. Some of the guests stood up at the front of the chapel and read pieces that they had written about Sarah. The one that brought tears to the eyes of the guests was the piece that Isaac read out. He wrote, "Dear Mummy, I know you have gone to heaven in the sky to live with the angels, and I know you are never coming back. I promise you, Mummy, that I will always be a good boy for Daddy, even when he tells me to do something and I don't want to do it. When he tells me to do something I don't want to do. I promise you, Mummy, that I will always look after Daddy and Kane and the twins, and that I will do my best to keep them all safe and not let bad things happen. I promise I will behave myself and do my best in school, and I promise I will make you and my daddy proud of me. Just as everyone thought Isaac had finished, he suddenly wiped away his tears, and with his head held high, his feet together, his shoulders back, he said, "Most of all, Mummy, I will always have hope, I will always have faith, I will always be strong, I will always stay strong, and I will always stand strong. I will always hold you in my heart and in my head. Have lots of fun in heaven with the angels. I love you, Mummy. I always have and I always will. Lots of love, Mummy, from Isaac, aged 8. As you can imagine, by the time Isaac had finished, there wasn't a dry eye to be seen. Afterwards, Steve said to Isaac, "Isaac, it's my job to keep you kids safe, because I'm the adult. The only job you have is to be a kid and to enjoy your childhood. I want you to know that whether you are good or bad, and whether you do well in school or not, I am very, very proud of you, and I love you all more than anything else in the world. Never ever forget that, son." After the funeral, the family continuously shared memories of Sarah and constantly watched family videos. All Sarah ever did was make people laugh and make them happy, even on her deathbed. She may be gone now, but she's still making people laugh and making them happy. The end. Thank you.